Hey there, Rachel. My name's Chloe West. I'm the owner of Minty Marketing Solutions. I'm super happy that you reached out to me and that I was able to make you this quick custom video that's just going to go over a few tips and tricks that you can start implementing to boost your online presence and start bringing in some more customers. So if you like what you see and you would like to work together, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to help you. Otherwise, if you would like to try these things out yourself, that works for me just as well. All right, so let's get into it. So the three things that we're going to talk about today is content, links, and citations. So first, let's go over to your website, and here we are at RiverTown Chiropractic. And I do like your site. I love your logo. That is super duper cute. I love the little spine. That is super creative. I love it. That's awesome. I love the color palette that's going on. I love the picture of the beach with the puppy. That is awesome. You have a nice site. It's a nice start. But one thing I did want to point out was that you don't have a lot of content, and content is super duper important when it comes to people finding your business online. Because we want to make sure we have enough content on your site so that we can incorporate the relevant keywords and key phrases that people are searching when looking for your business in your area. So typically Google likes to see about 1,500 words of content on your homepage. And right now you only have about 109 words on here. So we just want to make sure that we get as much content on here as possible. Definitely the more the better, just so Google can really understand what you do, where you're at, what services that you provide, just so they can better understand your business, and that way they can show that to customers a bit easier. And then if we look over here at this tool I like to use called iRefs, right here I put in your website, and right now it shows me that on your entire website you have over 2,000 keywords that are being searched, which is driving almost 800 people to your site every month. And that sounds amazing. When I first saw it, I was like, wow, she doesn't even need my help. But I went in here and I did see that the keywords that you're ranking for are not buyer intent keywords. So the people who are looking up these things, so these things are what is driving people to your site. But most likely, if someone's looking up these keywords, they're probably not going to go to the rest of your site and book an appointment with you just because, as we can see, chicken versus turkey. If someone's looking that up, they're probably not looking to get, a chiropractic service done. So we just want to make sure that we have the right keywords and the relevant content in your site so that more people will be able to find you, because that is super important. And this right here is actually your number one competitor in your area for Jacksonville, Florida. And these guys are ranked number one when you're looking up Jacksonville chiropractors. So these guys are getting a lot of business because they're at the top. And their site's all right. They have a lot more content on here for sure. They do have over 800 words on here. So they're not quite at the 1,500 mark. So we can definitely beat them out with their content. We can definitely get more than them. And then if we look over here at that tool as well and look at their website, we can see what content is driving them traffic on their website. We just want to make sure that we put that content on your site as well so that you can get those buyer intent searches in your area that these guys are currently getting. So here we go. Chiropractor, Jacksonville, Florida. That's a really high one. That has 350 searches a month. Jacksonville Chiropractor, 150 searches. Chiropractor, Jacksonville, 150 searches. Chiropractor in Jacksonville, Florida, 70. So as you can see, these guys have a lot of those buyer intent keywords, because when someone's looking up a chiropractor in Jacksonville, Florida, they're probably looking to get an appointment or start calling someone to see who is probably the best fit for them. So that's why these keywords are super duper duper important. All right, and then the next thing that I'm going to talk about is, let's see, if we go over here. So first, I want to talk about this section right here. So this right here is the sponsored section, and these are advertisements that people are running. And advertisements, they tend to be a hit or miss, just because a lot of people have ad blockers on, or they just would rather choose to ignore the advertisements because they feel like this stuff is more trustworthy. And that's why this section, as well as this organic section that I just talked about with your number one competitor, is super important as well, because that's where most of those buyer intent customers are going to go. So we want to make sure that we are in these areas so that people who are looking up Jacksonville, Florida chiropractor can find you. Because once you are, past that third spot, you're just kind of lost in here, so no one's really going to be able to find you. All right, and then this right here is the Google Map Pack listing area, and this is determined by something a little different than this organic area. So this is determined by something called citations. And a citation is just your business's name, address, and phone number listed throughout directories across the web. And a directory is just a place that you can list your business's name, address, and phone number, your services. And it just helps more people to be able to find you. And the more citations or directories that you are listed in, the more people will be able to find you, and the more likely that you'll be in this Google Map Pack listing section. And this is determined by citations, so whoever has the most is at the top. And we can actually check this out over here. If I look up this website called White Spark, I just wanted to type in that #1 competitor right here, so RiverTown Chiropractic. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's you guys. You have RiverTown Chiropractic, 13 citations. Your competitor has 40 citations. So you guys just want to make sure that you have at least 40 citations. But definitely I would recommend getting more than that just to make sure that you can take over that #1 position and get those clicks and calls that they're getting. We can just come in here and see what citations that they're listed in and make sure that you guys are in there as well, plus more. All right, then the last thing that I'm going to talk about is backlinks. So a backlink is just another business or another website pointing or linking to your website, saying like, hey, these guys have chiropractic services. And this is super duper important because it kind of helps Google understand who's trustworthy, who's the best, who has the most thumbs up approvals. And the more quality backlinks that you have pointing to your site, the better. So there are relevant backlinks and irrelevant backlinks. A relevant backlink would be considered something like maybe Yelp, saying like, hey, top 10 chiropractors in Jacksonville, Florida. So if you were listed in there, that would be a wonderful source of revenue for you guys because it's saying that you're one of the top 10 in your area and it's coming from a reputable source such as Yelp. And then an irrelevant backlink would be, let's say, a link from maybe like a noodle company saying like, well, it doesn't really matter what they say, just because they're a noodle company, you do chiropractic services, so that wouldn't provide any relevant information to you guys, so that would not help Google understand anything, so therefore it wouldn't help you rank better in the search results. So if we go back to the tool Ahrefs, let's go back up here to your little overview. So we can see that right now you have 17 referring domains, giving you 34 backlinks. And then your competitor over here, so in order to take over that #1 spot, we need at least 74 referring domains, which brings them to 155 backlinks. And that is super duper easy to do. We can totally beat them. We can totally get you, these buyer intent searches and traffic to you. And we can just come in here and see which referring domains that they are listed in. And we just want to make sure that you are listed in better ones, plus more, than they have. So it's kind of like the citations. We just want to make sure we have at least the amount that they have, plus more. We want to make sure that all the ones that we're getting are as high quality, as reputable as possible. Because if we have a bunch of bad links pointing to your website, Google might not really trust your website. So that's why this is also super important. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you today, Rachel. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me. I'd love to be able to help you with this, but also, like I said, if you would like to try these things yourself, feel free to do that as well. All right, well, I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much. All right, goodbye.